What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Comically Boston. I'm your host, Big Cam. It has come to my attention that 97% of you are not subscribed and you guys are new viewers. So, if you guys don't know, my name is Cameron Comical. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, hence the Comically Boston in the title. And today, we're going to be talking about all our favorite nerdy news like Marvel news, movie news, all the stuff. And we are also continuing our Marvel movie rewatch, so stay tuned for those movie reviews coming to the channel. We just did all of the X-Men movies, so we just got up to Days of Future Past was my most recent one. So we still have a few more to go, the bad ones, if you will, the Apocalypse, Dark Phoenix, and the best one, Logan, 2017. But hey, we're only up to, what, 2012 or something, so we still have other ones to talk about. We have to go back and talk about Marvel Phase 1 and why that Marvel phase was probably the best one in the Marvel series so far. You know, other than maybe Endgame. That was a glorious time to be a Marvel fan. But hey, I think Phase 1 really stuck to its roots. So we're going to talk about it. But today, what we're really going to talk about, we're going to be talking about what is the best Marvel TV show that they've come out with on Disney+. Excluding What If, you know, that's animated. So in my mind, that's kind of its own thing. And I did like What If. But today, we're going to be talking about all of the live action shows. Which one was the best? Which one had the best finale? If you don't know, the shows came out in WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Loki Season 1, Hawkeye was around Christmas, loved that, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion. Now, these last three haven't been as good as the first five, in my mind, you know? There's still things I did like about all of these, so we're going to talk about it. But first, we have some news. As a channel, for Big Cam, the YouTube channel, I have surpassed 30,000 views as a channel. I know, that kind of sounds pretty crazy to me. It says I joined in 2013. That's probably when I made my YouTube account. But I didn't start making videos until I think like 2020. So, you know, over the last 3 years or so, I have accrued 30,000 views over the entire channel, over all the views. And I know, I mean, my most viewed video probably only has like 1,300 views, so 30,000. Thank you guys so much. And if you were one of those 30,000 views, I appreciate you so much. And please smash that subscribe button if you want to support me more, because that's the best way to do it. Or you can go hit that share button, share it with a friend, or just hit the share copy link. That helps too. You know, you don't even have to send the link anywhere. Just hitting it helps a lot. And of course watching the videos. But I appreciate all of you that have come this far and helped me out and watch the videos. But over the weekend I watched a lot of stuff. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the Marvel stuff today, I've been watching The Adventures of Superman over on Max, HBO Max, or just Max now. But My Adventures of Superman, this animated TV show, comment below if you've been watching it. At first, people were really hating on it. I think it's great, you know, the dynamic between Clark and Lois and how they're young and they're falling in love. And once again, maybe I'm just a sucker for a love story, but hey, I've been really enjoying this animated TV show, and I hope you guys go and check it out. But also over the weekend, like I said, I watched Days of Future Past, so there will be a movie review coming to the channel. On Paramount Plus, Rise of the Beast Transformers came out, so that was a decent movie. Go check out that movie review coming to the channel soon. Also, more news coming to the channel. Kraven the Hunter got delayed from October of this year to August of next year. Maybe that will mean they're going to be polishing some of their stuff, or Sony's going to start delaying films and screw it all up again, like the last time they delayed films. You know, they like Morbius. I think the trailers that they cut for that movie were fine, and then they sat on it for so long and thought about it too much, so they started changing things, then that movie was garbage. And it had nothing from the trailers in it, which is what got people hyped to get there to the movie theater. Like, you can never really trust Sony in my mind, unless it's Spider-Verse, which also got delayed. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse got delayed indefinitely. I don't know what that means, but I think they just mean that they're going to delay that one, which is the only one that should have got delayed, right? Because that animation takes a long time, and they want to make sure that movie's perfect. So take all the time you need. I'm patient. Take all the time you need with Spider-Verse, and the rest of them, who cares, really? Kraven, we'll see when we see it. And there was another one that got delayed too. I'm not sure what it was off the top of my head right now. But it is what it is, you know. Also, that came out on Max recently was season 4 of Harley Quinn. That show is just hilarious. You know, if you're a Marvel or a DC fan, and you're also an animation fan, even if you're a Kaylee Cuoco fan, she's the voice of Harley Quinn. And that show's just like so rated R, like it's just not like any other Marvel project or DC project you've ever seen. If it's closest to anything, it's probably closest to like Deadpool, because they're swearing and they're talking about whatever the hell they want, except it's animated, right? So it's a fun freaking show, but it's also like contained in its own universe. So they have like their own Batman, they have their own Alfred, the Riddler, Bane. They have all the characters you like, but all stuffed into this animated show. Clayface, you know, Poison Ivy and Harl Ivy. They're the love duo of the century. You know, I've really been enjoying that show. So excited for those 2 animated shows to finish out and get into that. I've also started a show called Foundation on Apple TV+. That's like a sci-fi type of show. I've really been enjoying that as well. Just a lot of shows I started over the weekend. I've been trying to finish The Boys. I think I'm on like the season finale of season 2, and then I got just season 3 of The Boys, and then season 4 once that comes out. But The Boys is another show that's, you know, dark, funny, but like super gory and like not your regular superhero show, if you will. You know, they're showing a lot more gore than say Secret Invasion did, and that show showed quite a bit of violence for a Disney Plus show. You know, like I was quite shocked. But overall, you know, I think Secret Invasion was great. You know, I did enjoy it, but it didn't stick the landing. And I had this one idiot on the internet that was like, just wait, it will pay off eventually. I'm like, yes, but we've been letting Marvel set up things and let it pay off eventually. But the payoff eventually, like this show had things set up for this show. And things in this show should have got paid off. Like, where has Rhodey been? What's the deal with Soren? There should have been some better type of conclusion for Maria Hill and Talos. Right? Like, I'm not saying the show's bad. I'm saying it didn't stick the landing the way it very well could have and should have, right? Like, that show was good, but it needed to stick the landing, right? And that's what everyone was saying. The first 3-4 episodes, they were like, yeah, this is great. I can't believe they killed Talos. Just like the 3rd episode ending, oh, maybe he'll be alive just like Gaia was. No, Talos actually dead, and then we never see him again. Maria Hill actually dead, never see him again. Like, that stuff just kind of goes right out the window. Like, and then they like confirming that Rhodey is a Skrull takes away the past history that we do know of him from Endgame, from Falcon Winter Soldier's conversation with Sam Wilson. You know, like, it takes away the knowledge and the history that we do know, but they didn't give us the new history, right? And maybe they are saving it for Armor Wars, but like, it wouldn't have taken very much to confirm our suspicions and make us happy, right? Like, they brought up the questions that we were asking, but they never answered it, right? Like, Ross wakes up out of his pod, looks over and goes, Colonel Rhodes, how long have you been here? All they had to say was Rhodey for like a minute or two, just keep Rhodey in the pod and go, I don't know, the last thing I remember was falling, right? And then that, boom, automatically confirms that he was Civil War. Instead, now we're speculating that, oh, the gown, it was after Civil War. Like, you know, like, there's certain things that they could have done, right? Like they said Soren died. Why throw that line in there if you're just not going to have her in the show anyways and it's not going to pay off as an important detail? Like, the details that they decided were important weren't that important, and then the details that were important, they just fucking didn't even acknowledge and just kind of left it vague as hell. And, you know, I'm just not into that vague, letting us, you know, minds work and just, oh, it's what it is. No, like, we want the answers. Give us the information we want. And it felt like by the end of that show that the director of that show, Ali Salim, hadn't watched a single second of the Marvel Universe. You know what I mean? Like, for people like me that have watched every single second multiple times, we needed the answers. But that's enough of Secret Invasion. Comment below your thoughts on Secret Invasion, if you hated it, if you liked it. Either way, I'll have a conversation with you about it and what we disliked and what we did like. But, you know, overall, I still think I liked a lot more than what I disliked. And I don't want to hear anybody being like, oh, the CGI was awful. No, the CGI was why that budget was so fucking big. You know, that last sequence, the CGI looked fine. Sure, the big arm on Emilia Clarke, but it's Drax's arm. It's not supposed to be Emilia Clarke's little arm. It's supposed to be this big, ripped up arm. Like, that stuff didn't bother me all that much. What bothers me is them bringing up questions that we have and then just ignoring them and just being like, oh, well, let's just speculate, like, and then the director coming out afterwards and being like, well, I guess we can assume. No. We're not going to assume because you're telling us to after the fact. That is what you're saying right now should have been in the show. Not hearing it from your voice, we should have heard it from Rhodey's voice in the show, because then it would have been impactful, right? And then even the end, I know I said I'd stop talking about Secret Invasion, but even the end with Priscilla, right? And like, Priscilla, yeah, sure, him and Priscilla go off to the Marvels and they're up on Saber now. But if Priscilla's not in the Marvels, that won't pay off and that will feel like garbage. But if Priscilla is in the Marvels, still, who cares? We just met Priscilla. Like, why do we care about Priscilla and Fury? Like, I don't think they gave us enough why. They gave us, sure, there she is, that's the character. They gave us the who, but they didn't give us why. Like, and why she is important to Fury, why she's important to the story, what job was she doing. They just left like things vague where they could have said or confirmed suspicions. The whole thing with the pod at the end, you know, like there was things from the trailer that didn't end up in the fucking show. What happened there? What happened to they cut it after the fact? That I don't know. And then just how like it was 55-55, then like a 40, and then 39-38. Like it just this got shorter and shorter episodes. We don't want the finale to be short. Like, who told you that? Like, I would have rather them done 30, 40, 55 and ended it strong. Like, or if anything, it didn't need to be 6 episodes. Drop that all at once, binge-worthy, just like you're going to do to poor Echo. Or, you know, make that like 4 episodes, you know, like 90, whatever you got to do. Like, I don't know. They didn't. They're just sticking to like this. When they stick to the 6 episodes, it feels like they're forcing it and like, oh, this is an episode. This is an episode. Where like the only one that's really stuck the landing as an episodic TV show has been WandaVision, because it was constructed as an episodic television show, and Loki, because that was constructed perfect, you know. And speaking of which, Loki season 2 trailer dropped. Stay tuned for that. That episode's going to be coming to the channel real soon. I think I'm going to drop that later today. My reaction to the Loki season 2 trailer, because that is probably my favorite show. And we're going to segue back into what has been Marvel's best Disney Plus live action show that they've come out with. And I think my ranking, top 8, goes Loki, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Falcon Winter Soldier, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Secret Invasion. And that's, you know, putting Secret Invasion at the bottom is tough for me, because most of the time I'm a recency bias type of dude. You know, so for me to have the most recent one at the bottom, that had to have really rubbed me the wrong way. Right? And She-Hulk was, what, 12 episodes last summer, right? It's almost been a year since She-Hulk came out, and, you know, that was a fun show. I enjoyed the week-to-week on that show, but what I didn't enjoy was them putting Daredevil in the trailers and then not seeing Daredevil until episode 8 or 9, like, towards the end, and you're like, why? Why are we doing this? You know, like, or I think that was 9 episodes. But either way, it you know, She-Hulk just didn't quite do it. Miss Marvel, I actually really enjoyed Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel. What I didn't really enjoy was the light powers, right? I kind of wanted to see her big in, like, the comic books. But, you know, through the light powers and what they're doing there, I still enjoyed it. You know, like, it was cool. But what I didn't enjoy was the whole Nor light sequence in the finale. That was a little cheesy. But what it did successfully do was get me more excited for The Marvels movie coming out in November. So that should be interesting, seeing Carol, Monica Rambeau, and Iman together doing their damn thing. Kamala Khan. But hey, it is what it is. And then what did I have it next? I think I had Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Falcon and Winter Soldier was a good show. You know, I think I'm just salty that my boy Steve is just really gone. Or on the moon, who knows? Maybe that will pay off in Captain America Brave New World. But, you know, Sam Wilson, that last monologue he had where he's like, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripe. What don't I understand? You know, and that whole Anthony Mackie sequence at the end there where he's kept being Captain America and he gets to suit up, and that was great. His chemistry with Sebastian Stan in that show was great. Power Broker Sharon Carter, that didn't really do it for me, but still happy to see her back in a role doing her thing. That's always cool to see your characters come back. Daniel Brohl as Zemo. Daniel Brohl as Zemo. He's, you know, doing the you know, like, he's great in that show. Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac with the three people, with F. Murray Abraham as what is Khonshu. Oh, that show was really good. The costume design of Moon Knight was great. How it was spooky, it was good. It was great. Like, Ethan Hawke was great. The ending on that, the finale on that one was great because of the ending. Like, how they ended it was great because it sets up the future. Jake Lockley, there was a third person there the whole time, or technically a fourth person when there's Moon Knight, Stephen Grant, Mark Spector, Jake Lockley. So technically there's four, and there's Khonshu's, and you know, five. But Moon Knight, one of my favorite shows, and you know, then my top three. Hawkeye coming out the week by week from like Thanksgiving to Christmas. I loved that, right? Like, having Christmas music in the show, having Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner together, like, that was great. And then how it culminated with Kingpin and Echo, you know, they nodded to the comic books with his outfit, with her shooting him in the face and blinding him, or whatever is going to happen from there. That will probably pay off in Echo or in Daredevil Born Again. But then my top two, I mean, could be tied, really, but I just think I liked Loki a little bit more. But WandaVision just was an era of television, right? Like, really got me back into Marvel big time. And I was ecstatic for this show. And plus, everyone watched it. We were mid-pandemic. Everyone was home for this one. So, like, just how WandaVision ended was great and solid, and how she ended up being the Scarlet Witch. And Agatha, you know, hopefully that sets up Agatha Coven of Chaos. I didn't like how that show ended and then she went directly into being a villain in Multiverse of Madness, but that movie had its own problems. There's a video on the channel, me talking about that already, so go back and check that one out. But I don't know, I thought we should have seen more of what happened in WandaVision in Multiverse of Madness through Wanda's story, but Sam Raimi hadn't seen Multiverse or WandaVision, so Sam Raimi made a Sam Raimi film. And regardless, you know, that was still good. Her as like a spooky character, and that was more like a horror-esque film. Like, some of the visuals of Wanda being spooky as fuck. Like, that was a good, solid movie, but it wasn't the movie we were expecting, which is why people didn't like it, right? Like, after the fact, I can watch that movie and really enjoy it, just watching it as a Sam Raimi film. But it is what it is, you know? Like, you can't do that to your peoples. Your peoples need what they want, and you gotta give them what they want. But my number one show, by far, for Marvel's best shows that they've come out with, is Loki Season 1. And I am so hyped for Loki Season 2. So stay tuned for the next video. We're going to be talking all about Loki Season 2's trailer. And then in October, we're going to get all into that one. And we're going to be covering the after show of every episode, just like we did Secret Invasion, just like we did She-Hulk, and I believe I did Miss Marvel as well. But yeah, I've been doing this a while now, breaking down these Marvel shows and talking about them and doing this podcast. So I'm 86 episodes into Comically Boston. So go check out my past videos if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or X, or Threads, or whatever it is. Follow me on Letterboxd if you want to see my movie reviews. All my links are down in the description below. Smash that like button if you're new. Smash that subscribe button if you want to see my face again. And comment below if you want to talk more about Marvel TV shows and what you loved and hated about them. I'm here for all of that. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.